Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de the phenomenon that lottery winners somehow end up in a way worse situation than before they got their windfall. Oh boy. I mean, I'm not one to laugh at other people's misfortunes, but some of these behaviors are obviously just too ridiculous to not point out. Okay. Hey, XenPuck here. You know, I love reading about other people's financial independence, or so I thought. And then I realized that I needed to amend that statement. I love reading about how other people achieved their own financial independence, not luck into it. That distinction is, of course, often driven by news items like the one that I saw recently about how some dude who won $10 million ends up killing someone else and now is on his way to jail forever. I'll link it below, but oh boy, I can only shake my head at this type of news, right? So today I want to address why plenty of lottery winners in the past and also the future will inevitably flame out and actually end up in a worse place than before they got their money. And frankly, it's not even about lottery in of itself, but any kind of sudden windfall, such as an unexpectedly large inheritance. The difference is that people who inherit a lot of money aren't in the news, so we don't really know what happens to them as clearly, right? Oh, comment, like, subscribe, or whatever. You do what you want, right? I'll be great regardless. So first, I want to address the specifics of the link that I have in the description that brought me to making this clip, right? What are the facts of this particular story? North Carolina man who won $10 million 5 years ago, now going to jail for killing his girlfriend. The dude is 54, his girlfriend was 23, oh boy. Apparently he shoots her because he suspects her of cheating on him. Like, no duh? I mean, what would make this dude possibly think this girl was into him for anything but his money, right? This is a symptom of the sudden windfall, okay? I mean, you'd think with 10 mil, this dude can generate 400K a year without doing any work, okay? Maybe I'm a little overestimating because after taxes it's about 6 mil, so maybe that's still 240K without any work on his part, right? And he's in a low cost of living state like North Carolina, so I'm sure he's rolling around like a king. And could it be in these circumstances that he meets a lady barely out of college age who's impressed by his, what, ticket scratch-off skills? Because after all, that's the only reason he's rolling in the dough, isn't it? But is the ability to be lucky and win at a scratch-off a real skill worthy of admiration? I don't think any sane person would think so, right? So if it's not the talent, and I'm guessing most 54-year-olds aren't that physically attractive to a 20-something either, so good looks are also out of the question. So what are we left with? Oh yeah, the money. She wants the money. And the moment she gets it, why would she stick around? How does a man of 54 years not realize this, right? I'm not saying that he shouldn't have realized that after he suspected her of cheating, but how the heck does he not know, the fact that she's a gold digger even before they're dating? Seriously, at least with celebrity couples that are decades apart, you can at least pretend that the younger person usually admired the older dude or ladies for their talent. But not so much here, is it? Right? Oh my god. Point number 2. So obviously, I can extrapolate some clear lessons as to why generally lottery winners have a tendency to lose it all even before their natural death by old age date, okay? It's simple. If you don't earn your money, earn, the key word, it's much harder to keep, right? People with windfalls tend to immediately blow it on stupid crap that they thought would make them happy, whether it's parties, or boats, or mansions, or Lamborghinis, or hot dudes or ladies, okay? All of these are terrible ideas in this context, all right? Don't get me wrong. All of these indulgences can actually be a positive. Let's say if you wanted to run a business promoting party, or you love fixing up vintage cars. That's all fine and dandy if you were in that industry as a passion. But alas, for lottery winners who are just average Joes, they spend money on these toys of various sorts because they actually think that these conveniences, modern-day material conveniences, equates to happiness. I know that's silly because I'm rich, and yet the more money that I've earned, the less I realize stuff makes me happy. The main issue is just lifestyle inflation, right? Maybe you're happy with 3 fancy cars to start, but a year later, you're gonna need 3 more to make sure that they're still fancy new cars, right? This mentality never ever ends, and of course, the much more dangerous thing is that what kind of people your newfound fortune attracts. I mean, as a dude, I get it. Plenty of young and old men dream of being surrounded by hot ladies, but here's the thing. What type of hot ladies are attracted to the kind of parties thrown by lotto winners, okay? If a hot lady is personally capable, she wouldn't be hanging around with lottery winners of no renown, would she? And the type that do hang around, they're just the kind to break hearts and take wallets. That's life. I'm not judging, but just be prepared for the worst type of people to pop out of the woodworks if you get a sudden windfall. So, final point. Is it all bad news for lottery winners? Well, no, not exactly, right? The ones who succeed at managing their newfound wealth generally tend to be older folks with more life experience and frankly people who actually has already made a decent living and learned how to manage their money before winning the lottery, okay? This probably sounds kind of ironic because those people sounds like the kind that don't really need to win the lottery at all. Yep, and I would agree, okay, that's the truth. Life isn't fair. Money doesn't make anybody better or more moral or better at life, okay? It just accentuates who you were already to begin with. So if you're a regular average Joe, living like most Americans, paycheck to paycheck with zero financial discipline, and you win the lottery, there's only a very slim chance that somehow you'll get better advice and not flame out in a few years, okay? And on the other hand, if you're already managing your money well, then having more of it will simply make you exponentially, more powerful, financially secure, okay? And therefore more free. Imagine that. So the point really boils down to, luck alone won't save anybody from poverty. Heck, as our real life example that I mentioned shows, it could actually get worse than simply blowing the dough you won. You could be in jail for murder. Oh my God. All that just stemming from a lack of mental discipline and in the inability to distinguish between good and bad people. I mean, hey, so better get on that and become a better human being mentally first, right? So in conclusion, I find it funny that some people envy lottery winners. Can you think about that? Envy lottery winners because they think that someone is now a millionaire, their life is on easy street. Yeah, no, okay? That's never ever happened and won't start now. A sudden windfall can actually kill you just as quickly, maybe possibly more quickly than the old boring job, right? Surprisingly. And from my point of view, really not that surprisingly, right? Look, I'm not even against the lottery, right? All that thing does is sell a few moments of a daydream, for you to kind of get lost in, right? Just make sure that you're already well versed in how to take care of your finances though, right? This way, in case you do hit it big someday through whatever method, you can at least be able to handle it, right? Because it's a lot of responsibilities. And, so that you don't end up in jail for murdering some gold digger that popped out of the woodworks. Cheers, à la prochaine.